thing. You at a hotel in the car that I bought you? Who are you?
This is my coworker.
I'm not your f***ing coworker.
You ain't.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kerry Kerr McAvoy, a mental health specialist with over 20 years of counseling experience, and I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I've been in the position of experiencing serial cheating and remember the confusion that I felt. It's a really rough situation. So let's watch this video. I've not seen it. This is a blind reaction. It's on TikTok. It was filmed, I believe, about a month ago. And it's done really well. It's got a lot of views on it. So let's see what happens and let's talk through this, what happens on this video here.
Who is it?
Housekeeping.
Who is it?
Housekeeping.
I'm going to stop it right there. What's interesting is that they're obviously a couple. I mean, she knows this person because she's at the door of somebody. Obviously, she's aware of whose door she's at. But she's pretending to be housekeeping, which tells me that trust is already broken down in this relationship. For her to be questioning him means that there's been some red flags, some things that she's seen that has led her to feel uncomfortable. So now that she's testing him. So I want to pause there for a second. If you're having that kind of level of uncomfortableness, that level of distrust, that's a sign that your relationship is in trouble. You don't need to test the relationship for more information. Your lack of trust or faith in this person is all the information that you need. But let's see what happens.
Housekeeping. You don't order housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
We don't order What you doing here?
What you doing here?
Now, notice that he first jerked. That jerk to me indicates extreme shock and surprise. It felt, now I can't see his face, but it felt guilty, like he knows he's been up to something that he shouldn't. But then he catches himself really quickly and comes up with an explanation like, what are you doing here? Almost friendly, like trying to cover the fact that something's bad's happening, something he knows he's not supposed to be doing that's happening.
Nothing.
You doing something? I know you.
Did you see that look that he gave there a second that they caught on his face, the blank stare? That to me reminds me a bit of a deer in a headlight look. That reminds me a bit of a deer in a headlight look. You often will see that when someone who's been caught doing something they're not supposed to and they're scrambling inside their head trying to find the next plan. What are they going to do to cover this up? So you can tell he's definitely off kilter and he's trying to create some kind of a explanation for what's happening here.
Be in a hotel room in the car that I bought you.
Why are you recording?
Ooh.
Don't worry about that. You worry about the wrong thing. You at a hotel in the car that I bought you. A car that's in my name. You gotta be crazy to think ain't no air tag on it. Then you park right in front of the door? How slow are you?
Wow. Okay, so now we know that she's had severe concerns about this relationship, that she has put a Bluetooth tracker on the car she's letting him borrow or have or whatever. I'm not for sure I understand that part, and she's recording this. She's come in prepared to recording this, which also suggests that she knows she's catching him in the act of doing something he's not supposed to. Again, my initial question is why? Why do you need to go to this level? I can tell you what happens for a lot of victims though, and I'm not saying it's happened to her or but for some of us, there's been so much gaslighting, we're no longer for sure what's real and not real. So we need tangible evidence to validate the uncertainty, the disease that we're feeling inside of ourselves about the relationship. So we'll go to these extreme efforts as a way to shore up or to strengthen the feeling that we should do something, but we're scared to do it because we're scared that we might get it wrong because we've been gaslit so much that we no longer know what's real and not real. But I don't know in this situation what's going on, but let's find out, shall we?
Hey, who it is? What you mean who it is? Who are you? Sweetie, who are you? What you doing here with her? What y'all?
This is my coworker.
This your coworker. What y'all doing here?
Oh, no, there. Do you see the look that she's giving to him? She's trying to get a cue from him of what she should do next. And they're trying to, right now, on the spot, come up with a lie that's going to work in front of this woman, coordinate their lies with each other. Oh, man.
I'm your coworker. I'm not your damn coworker. Who is this?
So you lying?
Bro, you cheating on my sister? Can you please tell us stop recording?
No, you worry about the wrong thing.
Okay, so what he just did there is that's a really wonderful sidestep. He's being caught in a lie that this other woman's even not supporting his lie. And instead of talking about it, he's asking why you're recording. He keeps throwing that off. He throws that off as a red herring. Just try to divert the conversation and make it around the topic he feels the most comfortable, that gives him the control, instead of what's actually happening and unfolding in front of everybody here.
Talk.
I'm trying to talk.
Not talk. Talk. Ain't no need of me asking you what you're doing here with her.
This is my coworker. She's like,
I'm not your coworker.
you ain't.
Well, okay, so let's pause for a second and take the scene in. She's covering part of herself, which looks suspicious. His belt buckle is unbuckled, so he's partially undressed. And now he's picking up his shirt while he claims this is the coworker. So he's now, that's another part of gaslighting. He's trying to reset the scene so that he can then say to this woman, the one in the pink, hey, you got it wrong. Because he's going to say, what are you talking about? Look, I'm dressed. He's going to watch. I bet he's going to start to do that. Let's see if I'm right or not.
Who's this?
She wanted it.
I'm his wife.
Yeah, ooh.
I'm his wife. You didn't know that? You didn't know he was married? He didn't tell you that?
He's been lying to this woman too.
It don't matter. We're married. We're married. What you mean? And it's a rose in the bed. So what you doing here?
So yeah, now she's pushing back on the fabrication that this is a coworker by saying that there's a rose in the bed, meaning that there's something romantic. You don't buy a rose for a coworker.
With your coworker? What you were doing here with your coworker?
We were talking about the schedule, because
You were talking about a schedule in a room with a rose in a bed?
Yeah, very good point here. So she's again pointing out all the inconsistencies, which is often what happens, is that they're very good. People who are caught in doing something they're not supposed to is very good at hiding things. It's almost like hiding the ball in front of you. That where's the ball kind of cup game that people play. They're trying to move it. They're very good at moving the target that leaves you feeling very confused and off kilter. But she's doing a good job tracking here in the confrontation of her spouse, of her husband.
With a female laying in the bed?
Mm-hmm.
You was
Exactly.
married.
So yeah, he's lying to everybody. He's lying to his wife where he's at and what he's up to, and he's lying to the girlfriend saying that he's not married when he actually is.
Who married means?
Don't move it now.
Bro,
Yeah.
I went to the store to get some roses, and I just grabbed the wrong one. I ain't know that won't do that. Like vibrate.
Oh man. So he's already changing the narrative. This is not what it seems. He says it's something else. She's completely got it wrong as he changes the scene in front of her to cover up the lie.
What?
I went to the store, got my coworker some roses, and I had grabbed the wrong one. I ain't trying to grab that one.
What you doing with a rose in the bed? What?
Yeah, so what you just saw there is called narcissistic word salad. Now, I'm not saying this guy's a narcissist. I don't know anything about him, but they use this sort of circular argument as a way to hide the issue. So he's just throwing out everything he can, almost like literally like salad, like you're throwing everything into a salad to keep it mixed up and confused, so that you literally, again, think of that cup and the ball situation, so you can't track the issue. The issue is he's been caught cheating, but he's moving it so much so, hoping that she will become confused, which when you think about that, it's actually a really awful thing. Instead of just caring enough about what happened and caring enough about the connection with your partner, you're trying to get this person confused. It's very self-serving, and it's very callous.
I went to the store and I was trying to get her some roses since she's been a good coworker. She's a hard worker, and I had grabbed the wrong one. I thought I was buying the real rose and I had grabbed the wrong one. That one vibrate. And I ain't.
Oh man. So he went for real roses, but he got one that was more of a toy than a real one. Wow. He's hoping nobody catches that. Wow.
Why is you lying?
You know how stupid you are.
Now, interesting here, look at her face. She's almost looks kind of relieved, smug that she's caught him in this lie, entertained. You can tell this is not their first go around. This is a pattern or a dynamic they've been experiencing a lot, because of her reaction to me suggests fatigue. She's moving into a lot of anger, rage, and definitely feeling like at the end of things. It's not surprising since she put a tracker on the car and she has been watching where he's at. That suggests that there's just been a long-standing problem between the two of them.
That don't even make sense. How?
Yeah.
What store you got it from? How you grabbed it?
I grabbed the wrong one. Cause my arm long. See, I ain't lying.
Yeah. It's just getting more and more confusing. What he's saying, it just doesn't add up and doesn't make sense here.
Can you please?
So there's the end of it. That the video ends here, and we don't really know what happens here. But yeah, I agree. You can see here through the comments that he's definitely digging himself into a hole, and things are getting worse and worse. I would love to know your reaction to this video. What do you think that I might have missed? Are there other observations you have about this couple? And what do you think about people who cheat or serial cheat? If I hazard a guess here, I have a feeling that this is not the first time this man has cheated. This is not a first time that this couple is experiencing this dynamic. This has been a long-standing problem. I know that people find it uncomfortable when partners stay. I too was in a relationship with someone who's a serial cheater, and before I got into this relationship with this individual, I actually married them. Before I married them, I thought that if it happened, I would clearly know what I would do. What I found, though, is that when we put our lives together with somebody else, it's a lot more complicated to tear it apart than you think it is. And it's not just simple as someone crosses a line and then you're done. At least it wasn't for me. It certainly isn't for her. So I'd like to know what you think about that. Have you faced a situation where maybe before it happened, you thought, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And then after the situation, when it actually happened, you found yourself doing something different? Did it leave you in a place of being really confused? And then how did you navigate that? For me, I, like her, wanted a lot of evidence. I really struggled to find that my own feeling of dis-ease and upsetness was enough. My own sense of betrayal was enough. I really wanted outside validation. And that's something I've had to take a look at and understanding what was driving that I would devalue my own distress enough that I somehow needed an external evidence to support it. Maybe this is what's going on for her. Maybe this is something that's happened for you as well. So it'd be interesting to talk about that and look into that. Because here's the thing, we are built for relationships and we don't like being abandoned or rejected. And it's extremely distressing. And sometimes that distress will make us hold on longer than we should. But sometimes, for some of us, it makes us leap out and quit too fast. And so it's this delicate balance between how do you really know the relationship's played out and that it needs to end? And how do you know that you're not just being overreactive? And that's what trapped me. I couldn't tell the difference. So I'd love to hear what you think. I appreciate you watching this with me, and be sure to like this video and subscribe for more if you find this kind of blind reaction fun. Maybe you have a suggestion of something you'd love to get my reaction to. Send me a comment with the link. I would be interested in checking it out.